Hey everybody, it's time for more paper perjury. Been a minute, I know, but I want to finish this game. I've been fucking busy. Let's see if it's preloaded on the thing or if I have to find it again. Looking like I might have to find it again once. Nope, there it is. Hey. All right. I only sort of remember what's going on. We were interviewing this guy at the orphanage, I think. We already talked to you about everything, right? Yes. Okay, can I look at my case file? Day of the accident, we're looking into his accident, I think. Okay. I believe I already investigated everything in this room, I did. So let's go to the landlady's office, I guess. April 24th, Klaus Orphanage, landlady's office. This is quite the office. Ah, it's you two again. Ferris! What are you doing here? My husband and I wanted to make sure our relationship with the Klaus Orphanage remains intact. We're not going to stand around while you drag our company's name through the mud. You could even say that they want to make your company disappear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wondrous office of the world's greatest illusionist, Maggie Shawn. Hang on, your office? You're the landlady? She's not at all what I expected. Fuck yeah, this rules. Sure am, now pick a card! I hate to ruin the magic, but her real name is Annie Card. Her parents owned the motel before the orphanage was set up. Ferris, I told you to call me by my stage name! I spent a whole night coming up with it. It's nice to meet you, Maggie Shawn, world's greatest illusionist. I'm Justina Smith, world's greatest police clerk. Aha! I knew you were a cop! My magical intuition told me so. Damn. A police clerk isn't... My magical intuition also says you're here to talk about some kind of embezzlement claim. Impressive, your magical intuition is right yet again. I told Annie, Maggie! You know, this office is quite cluttered. Perhaps we should have it in... On second thought, Annie is fine for now. Right, as I was saying, I told Annie about it. If there are any bad apples here, she would know. In that case, what can you tell us about the charity? Well, I can give you the basic rundown. Statement. Eubank Investments raises money for the orphanage each year in accordance with the national charity standards. Any money raised by the Klaus charity can only be used directly for the orphanage. Each year, an audit takes place to ensure money is properly handled. Over the past 5 years we've raised money, we haven't failed a single audit. You lawyers sure know how to say very little with a lot of words. Anything more would be against the interests of Eubank Investments. Say, Annie, have you ever heard of BG Turtles? If you pick a card, I'll tell you. We know nothing about that, I assure you. Stop ruining my tricks! Oh well, it was worth asking. Since we're here, do you mind if we ask you about the car crash last month? Oh, that? I thought Bill decided to drop it. Way to investigate that matter as well. Seems like a waste of time, but whatever. What do you want to know? Can you tell us where you were before the crash? Sure thing! I had a meeting with Bill around 1:30 that day. We took a break about 10 minutes later and I showed off one of my tricks. We finished up around 1:50 p.m. and that's when Bill headed out. I saw someone running away from the building around then, but I couldn't make out who it was. Then moments later, like magic, boom! Bill crashed his car. Thank you, Annie. Do you mind if we look around a bit? Excuse you, but we're in a meeting right now. Perfect, you can keep talking while we look around. I don't mind, I've got nothing to hide. Just don't go around trying to figure out my magic secrets. A magician never reveals those. I fucking love Annie, she's great. Alright, let's investigate the room. Tapes. Looks like a box of videotapes. That's where I store the recordings of different magic tricks. I like to watch famous magicians perform tricks so I can study how they do it. It's like playing detective, watching the video over and over until I figure it out. Watching a video again and again sounds like the worst type of detective work. Shut up. Magic is all about misdirection. It's really easy to make people focus on one hand while you do something else with the other. Once you spot the sleight of hand, you feel like a genius. If Detective Hunt ever makes me do this, I'm going back to management. What's in all these boxes? Oh, those? Those are just some car parts I'm saving for Meg. Her birthday is coming up, so I got her some parts to upgrade her ride. Aren't car parts a bit of a strange gift? Not to Meg. Her car means everything to her. She got an old rust bucket of a car for free, and she turns it into her biggest project yet. Over the years, she's managed to completely rebuild it. It went from not running at all to running better than my own car. She was finally able to drive it for the first time about 2 weeks ago. There's nothing I could get her that she'd like more. Speaking of Meg, is she here today? Yeah, she's still working on Bill's car. What do you mean? She's been fixing it up in her free time since the accident. She's still missing some parts that Bill has to order, but she's been working on everything else in the meantime. If you want to see her, she's in the garage. Sure, I would love to meet her. Better write down what she said. Meg's car. Props. I remember these magic tricks. I saw them all the time as a kid. They're pretty simple, but the kids still love them. It never hurts to practice the basics. Want to see one? Maybe after we finish this case. What a quaint little window. Whose car is that? That would be mine. That's yours, but it's so modest. I figure you drive around some kind of expensive sports car or a 5-mile-long limo. Do you also think I swim in a pool of gold in my free time? Well, never mind. Well, whatever. I'll write this down anyways. I see you're interested in my magic box. It's part of a grand trick I'm unveiling at my next show. What kind of trick? If you take a card, I might say. The artist starts off with his hands free, but suddenly they're tied up. She then steps inside while tied up in rope and walks out completely free. What? I want to see. Stop spoiling the fun! That's the last time I show you a trick ahead of time. Don't blame me, blame yourself. But I want to see the trick. Still, you must be pretty excited about that show. I am. It's always been my dream to go on tour with my magic. Oh, but this is just a local show. With all my responsibilities here at the orphanage, I can't really up and leave when I want to. So I consider this show to be like a practice run. Let's see, you wouldn't know it by looking at it, but there seem to be some wheels hidden underneath it. I can move it around pretty easily like this. Looks like the back of the cabinet is loose. I think she can get through here. What are you doing? You're ruining the magic. A detective can't leave any stone unturned, Miss Assistant. Oh well, too late now. Might as well add it to the evidence. False door in the back. Yep. Cards. So what sort of tricks do you use these cards for? There's a special one I like to play with the kids. We play poker and I make their lunch money disappear. You gamble with kids? Only kidding. We just play every Friday for fun. No money involved. It's the one day of the week where I get to learn some real life skills. After all, if you know how to read a face, you can take on the world. That's a unique life skill. Alright. Ferris, what's up? How are things back at the estate? Must be different with Oliver and Chandra gone. Our home is shaken, but we are recovering. We've already started the search for their replacements. In fact, my husband and I have already found a prospective new chef. We plan to interview them tomorrow. I see. How about 5? It must be quite the adjustment for her. You have no business to be discussing my daughter. I guess she's still upset with me. You brought up before that Bill passed every audit. Do you happen to have proof of that? That kind of information is on a need-to-know basis. You need to pass a background check conducted by— Well, I can tell you that he always paid his rent on time. Always from the orphanage's account, never a penny short. Here, I can show you. Annie, you don't just give out information like that. I'm just trying to help. Don't listen to her. Your help is appreciated. Well, it certainly does make our lives easier. If this is the sort of thing Ferris wants to hide from us, it has to be important. Better write it down. Alright, and what about you, Annie card? Oh, Annie, like, you pick a card, any card, I see. So tell me, what got you into magic? Poker, of course! Poker? Yeah, I used to play with my family back in the day. Once they left, I didn't have anyone to play with till the kids came. So I taught them all how to play one night, and now it's a tradition. Then one night I decided to show them a card trick my dad taught me, and it was a hit. They kept begging me to show them more tricks, so I learned more. That's how I fell in love with the art. The stage magic was the natural evolution. She's a natural. I got to see one of her tricks with Bill once, and she blew my socks off. So what kind of magic can you do? I do plenty, but sleight of hand is my favorite. Care for a demonstration? I don't know, card tricks seem a bit too childish. Hey, a lot of work goes into those tricks, you know. Relax, Annie, you can't please everyone. Sorry, I didn't mean anything against you by it. I just don't really get it personally. What's your relationship with Bill like? In a professional sense, he's a great tenant. I've never had any problems with him. He's always paid the rent on time and he covers the maintenance. In return, his rent is dirt cheap. You won't find a better deal anywhere else in the city. Lucky Bill, my landlord just raised my rent again. In a personal sense, I'd consider him a good friend. He always runs by his plans for the orphanage with me, and I show him my latest tricks. Plus, having him around means I get to play with the kids. If it wasn't for Bill, I would have sold this place off a long time ago. Sounds like they have a pretty good relationship. I hear Bill's side of it, but why rent this motel to an orphanage? It's pretty simple, really. My family left me in charge of this place around 7 years ago. We all knew it wasn't going to last. Nobody really wanted a cheap room in this bustling city anymore. Damn, Justine, same. Hi, Lana. Hi, Molo Guy. I'm impressed with you. You get a gold star. I'll put it right up on the fridge. Then land prices went up and property tax along with it. I just couldn't afford to keep this place any longer. So after 2 years, I was desperately looking for a way out. That's when I met Bill. Bill came to Eubank Investments looking for property for an orphanage. However, he couldn't afford to buy anything outright. We drafted an agreement where Annie would keep ownership of the motel, but with the Klaus Orphanage as the exclusive renter. So only the Klaus Orphanage can rent here? So long as they keep paying rent, the Klaus Orphanage can stay. I drafted the lease myself. It's more solid than liquid ginger and nettle tea. I actually have a copy of the lease here. You can take a look at it. Orphanage cannot be evicted except for unpaid rent. Alright, let's go to the garage, I guess. April 24th, 9:56 a.m., Klaus Orphanage, garage. So, this is the garage, huh? Liquid ginger and nettle tea is a liquid, you oaf. Fake, she's fake foppish. Fake fancy. It doubles as the maintenance room. I wonder if Meg's here. Hey, Ernest. What you doing here? Just here to check up on Bill. I wanted to know if his recovery was going well. Oh, I got myself an assistant since the last time I was here. This is Justina Smith, my very own protege. By protege, he means I have to lug around all the evidence and drive him everywhere. That, my dear student, is how you learn. Nice to meet you, Justina. I'm Megan Kaneki, but you can just call me Meg. Oh, like Meg Kanek. I get it. Ace Attorney-ass names in this Ace Attorney fan game. That's not literally what it is, but it's definitely inspired by it. Pleasure to meet you, Meg. Do you work here? Yep, I do all the maintenance around here. Though at the moment I've been preoccupied with Bill's car. I'm a mechanic too, you know. You seem a little young to be a mechanic. I'm perfectly old enough. I just turned 18. I've got a lot of talent. I even made this helmet myself. What you think? Cool, huh? Hold on, aren't those supposed to cover your entire face? Hey, it's still a work in progress. Looks great to me. Anyways, while we were here, we wanted to see if we could finally solve the mystery behind Bill's accident. I really don't think you should worry about it. It was just a harmless prank after all. Harmless? Bill could have died. I don't think it was meant to be that serious. What do you mean? Well, the kids here get bullied a lot. So I think it was just someone who wanted to mess with us and got a little carried away. I don't think any good is going to come out of making a big deal of it. It's better to just let it go. I understand how you feel, but Bill is my friend. Intentional or not, he could have gotten really hurt. I'm not going to rest until I solve it. Hang on, isn't this just our cover story? Why is he so into this all of a sudden? Oh, whatever. I'll just go along with it for now. I'm dying. Can you tell us where you were? Alright, but I don't have much to say. Statement. I was working on Bill's car the day of the crash. I was just fine-tuning some things. I didn't notice any major issues, so I went on to break it at 1:45 p.m. The time I got back, Bill was already in the car and he took off. He had an issue with the brakes, and next thing I knew, he'd crashed into a tree. I made sure Bill was safe. I couldn't say the same for his car, though. It was in pretty bad shape. I've been working on fixing it up, just waiting on a few more parts and she'll be good as new. So, she was working on it until about 5 minutes before he got in the car and crashed. The culprit must have tampered with the brakes during your break. Brakes. I feel like I'll be saying those words a lot today. Yeah, my break is 15 minutes long, so that would have been plenty of time to pull it off. So that's just me this was planned. Somebody waited until they knew there wouldn't be anyone around the car. It would also mean the culprit must have known the hours you work. Who knows about your schedule? I mean, it's not much of a secret. All the kids know, and so do Bill and Annie. Let's see. I also do part-time work at a mechanic shop. My coworkers there know my schedule here as well. Can't believe she's doing so much at 18. I can barely handle this one job, and I'm 4 years older than her. Doesn't seem like we'll be able to narrow it down with just that, then. Say, Meg, do you mind if we poke around in here for a bit? I don't mind, but the accident was a month ago. I'm not really sure what you expect to find. Let's poke around in here a bit. Car. What an interesting car. I take it this is Bill's car? Sure is. I'll have it fully repaired and back to its former glory soon. Ah, I'm glad you kept the original paint color. Still yellow as always. This thing always takes me back. Bill and I used to ride this baby for miles. I don't understand why you'd want a yellow car. It's hideous. What did yellow cars ever do to you? I never care about what's on the outside. It's the internals that matter to me. A good engine is what makes a car, and the engine on this one is a thing of beauty. They don't make them like this anymore. Still, this car looks great. I'd never be able to tell it got into a wreck. You did a great job repairing it. What's left to do? Just waiting on a few more parts to come in. Bill already paid me for all the work. This car's a classic, so it needs special parts that are hard to get. It's hard to find a good deal, unless the parts take forever to show up. I'll write this down. Box. What a lonely-looking box all alone in the corner. Oh yeah, that's where I keep my spare rope. What do you need rope for? It comes in handy for a lot of things. It's good to have on hand. Fucking Samwise Gamgee-ass response. Huh, this one looks all short and frayed. And some of these other ones are all knotted together. Huh, that's weird. I could have sworn I still had a long spool of rope in there. Stuff is useless to me in that state. I guess I'll have to go buy some more. For now, I'll take note of it. Rope. Tools. Got a lot of tools here. Yep, I got everything we need to fix this place up. Wrenches, nuts, bolts, chainsaws. Chainsaws? They make trimming the trees way more fun. That sounds really dangerous. It's completely safe with this helmet. Maybe harder to see, but I don't have to worry about anything hitting my face. That makes it even worse. Incredible. Meg rules. Oh, hey, I remember this thing. What's it called again? It's called a dolly. My dad had one that I rode all the time as a kid. I'd take it to the top of a hill and then roll down. I never knew you were a daredevil. I was, briefly. Then my sister ratted me out to my parents. So what do you use this thing for? Makes getting under cars a lot easier. It's also nice for moving heavy stuff around. Maybe using it like a toy was a bad idea. Spray paint. What's with all the spray paint? Spray paint gets a bad reputation, but it's cheap and versatile. I used this stuff a lot back in high school, so I'm a bit of an expert. Looks like some of these are labeled FN. Those belong to someone I used to know. Just throw them away. Did something happen? It's nothing. I'll write that down. Fig Newton. Hey, detective, a stepladder. It sure is. Let's move on. Oh, hold on. It could be important. It's just a stepladder. Those are never important. Says you. Maybe this stepladder is the key to solving the case. Oh, really? I'd love to hear your theory. Well, maybe they... No, that doesn't work. Ha! Why don't you think about it while we investigate, and if you think it's important, then we'll come back here straight away. Fine, but if I'm right, you owe me a latte. And if I'm right, I'll buy you a latte. This seems like a very one-sided bet. Incredible. Thank you for putting a stepladder reference in the game. Vital. Was that a Gautier reference? Maybe. I don't know. Is that a welding mask or a spaceship toy turned into a helmet? I think it's most of a welding mask is what is my assessment. So how'd you end up becoming a mechanic? Funnily enough, from Annie. When I moved in 5 years ago, I saw her working on her car. Turns out she'd been working with machinery since she was a kid. I started watching her and we bonded over it, so Annie definitely did it, right? I thought she was just a magician. She's both. That's how she learned to make her own stage tools. So after getting the basics from her, I started learning more on my own. Is Meg, you know. Gay? Probably. Reminds me of Rickroll reference the English version of Danganronpa 2. Happens. That's how I got here. I just wish Bill would be more supportive. Bill's a bit of a hothead, but he does it out of love. Just show him how happy this makes you and he'll turn around. Car brakes. How could someone have messed up the brakes? Weren't you here all day? I left the garage unattended during my break. Perfect time for someone to come. I take my breaks over by my old room. Part of me really misses living here. I can't blame you. I moved out of my parents' place, but I visit them so often that I forget I ever left. Oh, to be young. Back in my day, I couldn't wait to move out. You say that like you're an old man. You're still in your 30s. Years on the force make you feel older. So what do you think of Bill? He's nice, if not a bit overbearing. He's always going on about school and church, but he loves kids and he loves when he does. Growing up here wasn't always easy, but it could have been a lot worse. Sounds like a pretty good guy. Yeah, if only he'd quit trying to make me go to college. He'll come around. It's just odd for him to accept that college isn't for everyone. I know how that is. My dad was the same way. What was it like growing up here? It's certainly a unique environment. Sure is. Took some getting used to, that's for sure. But I really liked the other kids that were here. We were all sort of like one big family. Bill was kind of father figure to us. Still is, I guess. What did you do for fun? Well, you didn't hear this from me, but sometimes we'd pull pranks on Bill. Just harmless fun. One time I swapped around the wiring in his car. Look on his face when the AC dial started changing the radio, priceless. Note to self, don't let Meg near the cruiser. Alright, is there anywhere else we can go? I guess we can go alleyway? Looks like no one's here at the moment. I should go explore other areas more and come back here later. Oh, okay. So, director's office is Bill. I've already talked to Bill. So at this point, all I have left to do is review people's statements and see if anything's wrong. Bill since hired to repair his car for him, which he almost finished. Okay. Let's start with you. I should listen to his statement again. Gotten out of a meeting with the landlady when I headed out my car. I believe that's true. Meg was fixing it for me. I didn't see her around, so I figured she was done. Ah. I barely left the parking lot before the brakes failed and I crashed. Thankfully, I was driving slowly, so it wasn't her badly. Can't say the same for my car, though. I'm betting she just wasn't done. I don't think this is really relevant here. I think I'll hold off on this for now. Okay, I don't think I have anything for him. Let's go to the landlady's office. Let's talk to Annie's statement. Meeting with Bill around 1:30 that day. About 10 minutes later, we stopped and I showed off one of my tricks. Finished up around 1:50, that's when Bill headed out. I believe that's accurate. Saw someone running away from the building around them, but I couldn't make out who it was. Then, moments later, like magic, boom, Bill crashed his car. Window? I don't think this is relevant. Okay. Meeting with Bill around 1:30 that day. That's correct, I think. Where Bill? Where Bill? Okay. So far, everything seems to line up. Alright, Ferris, what do you have? Raise money for orphanage each year in accordance with the national charity standards. Any money used by Klaus charity can only be used directly for the orphanage. Each year... No, stop, please. Audit takes place to ensure money is properly handled. With past 5 years, we haven't failed a single audit. I don't think we have any proof of that. That's correct as far as I know. Meg bought the brakes on 1:15. And she went on a break like half an hour later? Okay. Let's go to... I think Meg is probably going to be the first, like, breaking point here. Talk. Review statement. Bill's car days for fine-tuning some things. I didn't notice any major issues, so I went on break at 1:45. There it is. You know, Meg, Bill likes to keep a lot of receipts and records lying around in his office. We found this in his room. You ordered a brand new pair of brakes at 1:15 p.m. just before the accident. If there weren't any issues with the car, why would you order a pair of brakes? Huh. Well, I'm surprised he still has that. Bill's pretty bad at throwing away things. Mind explaining why you ordered those brakes? Well, look, I can explain. Those brakes weren't for Bill's car. I ordered them for my own car. The brakes had worn out from overuse. I must have left the receipt in Bill's room. I paid for the brakes myself. I'd show you, but I left my car at home. Something still seems off. I should consider looking over his statement again. I ordered them for my own car. I don't think she needs on her car, right? We had something about Mega's car. Not relevant. Okay. Brakes had worn from overuse. I'm pretty sure your car's a fucking junker, isn't it? So you ordered a brake pedal to replace the previous one in your car? Bingo. The thing is, we talked to Miss Card. She said you finished rebuilding your car 2 weeks ago. The accident took place before then. If you couldn't even drive your car yet, how would the brakes be worn out? She did? Yeah, that's right. They were worn out, just not by me. Let me explain. Oh boy. Oh boy, Meg. The car I was rebuilding already had brakes, but I found out they were all worn out. Annie usually helps me with parts, but she didn't have any brakes I could use, so I got them myself. I ordered them online, and I went and picked them up where I got off work. See, it's really not a big deal. I just worded things wrong. I guess that does explain everything. Maybe she isn't hiding anything after all? I sort of doubt that. Lead completed. Oh, is it? Where do I get to see my leads? Found behind BG Turtles. Question the alleged brakes bandit. I don't know. She still seems like the only one. What's in those fucking boxes, huh? She saw someone running away right before the crash. Alright, I can... Do you ever wear clothes that aren't green? Well, green suits me well. Plus, it matches my eye color. Hey, Ernest, have you ever seen her wear something different? Not even once. Hey, like you're one to talk. Put them online and went and picked them up when I got off work. The receipt's from the thing, right? Ordered them online, went up, picked them up after I got off work. See, it's really not a big deal. I just worded things wrong. I don't know, lady. You seem... You seem, lady. Lady, you seem... We got off work, but the financial letter. Insurance letter? Statement. Huh? Maybe I don't have anything for you right now. Alright, well, let's try that alley again. April 24th, Azure City alleyway. The art seems... Hey, who the heck are you? Doughboy? You know this guy. I wouldn't forget, this little punk is frying oil, but everyone calls him Doughboy because of his art. He vandalizes my dad's shop every week. Psh, I spread my art to a lot of places. What of it? Nickel and Diamonds Antiques. You know the store. Hey, you guys are the ones who keep erasing art. Take your art away from our shop. Mind filling me in? Doughboy here runs a spray painting on various buildings. It's always desserts like cookies and cakes. I see. So, Mr. Doughboy, we heard you were involved in a car accident last month. Klaus Orphanage, ring any bells? Pfft, that's none of your business, pal. Oh, this is FN also, definitely. I'm afraid it is my business. I'm Detective Ernest Hunt, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Cops, no way, I ain't talking. You can either talk to us here or at the station, your choice. If you cooperate, we'll leave you and your pastries in peace. Fine, whatever, I'll talk. I wanted to pull a little prank on that old orphanage guy. I figured it'd be funny. So about 1:30, I jacked up the brakes in his car. Not much else to it. In and out, no trouble. One of you cops came by later to question me, but she kept insisting I didn't do it. Mr. causing the accident, but Detective Swiss seems to think otherwise. This little prank of yours could have killed a man. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Whatever you say, Greenie. Greenie, you little... Don't let him get to you. Right. I guess we have to question him now. This is gonna be a long day. Let's investigate the alley. Cupcake. That's a pretty cupcake. Show the dead some respect. Dead? I painted this cupcake in honor of the 5th Street Big O Cupcakes. They made the best orange cupcakes this side of town. Until they closed last week. Taken away too soon. Was it really that good? Of course it was. That's why we honor their legacy. Rising costs called them to sell to a corporate chain. It's a struggle to keep a small business afloat these days. Big O Cupcakes will live on in our hearts. I feel bad for the owners. Like a slice of pie. What kind is it meant to be? It's the best kind of pie. Chocolate. Chocolate? That's too decadent even for me. Hey detective, what's your favorite kind of pie? Mine would have to be a warm apple pie. My mom always baked those for our family. Me, I'm a simple man. I like a nice cherry pie. Great, now I'm hungry. What's this supposed to be? It's a roll cake, Greenie. I always called those jelly rolls. Yeah, but this one doesn't have any jelly. Looking at all these sweets is starting to make me feel sick. Haven't you ever considered painting something else for a change? Something healthier, like some broccoli? No way, I hate broccoli. Only paint things that bring me joy anyways. Hey, broccoli can bring you joy too. You just have to cook it right. Why is this eclair so lifeless? It's just an outline, Greenie. I haven't finished it yet. Outline? You don't really seem like the type to paint with a plan in mind. My art takes a lot of time and thought, Greenie, but I wouldn't expect you to appreciate fine art. Fine art? It's spray painted desserts. I put a lot of consideration into every drop of paint. It all comes together to form a delicious masterpiece. I see. Wonder how it will turn out. So much spray paint. He put his initials on these cans too. C480 at 1C and D64D3A. What the heck are you talking about? The colors of the spray paint. Those are hexadecimal codes. Hexa what? It's just a way of sharing color values. Pretty necessary for computers. Ha! Color me impressed. You figured it out just by looking at it. What can I say? I'm the daughter of 2 artists. Let's see how long it'll take him to figure out the numbers around the spray paint. Alright, pastries. See you're a fan of pastries? Sure am, they're the perfect subjects. Round, soft, sweet, this is what humans were made to eat. I prefer savory pastries myself. Insane, Justina, what the fuck are you talking about? Savory? Savory pastries are for cowards. I see. He's very opinionated. You were classmates with Meg. Were you two friends? Can't imagine why anyone would want to be friends with this guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not. Never mind then. They're definitely friends. She has his fucking spray paint cans. Vandalism. If I can ask, why exactly did you decide to become a menace to society and vandalize people's property? Oh, it has no boundaries. I ain't gonna let my creativity be stifled by a bunch of landlords. Based. It ain't always proper and legal. My works make a statement. You should be thanking me for making this dump of a city look better. Graffiti is not making the city look better. Says you, my pastries are beautiful. I just want to bring some life to all this boring concrete. Just because you can't appreciate art doesn't mean other people can't, Greenie. I heard you attended Whitehall Academy. Did you cheat on the entrance exam or something? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I think what she means to ask is why not pursue a career instead of a life of petty crime. You don't think I have ways of making money? Sometimes I auction off my art. I got my own little online fan base, the Doughheads. They donate to me and stuff. Keeps my art going. People are paying him to vandalize? That's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to donate to you? Jealous of something? The Doughheads are tired of boring losers like you who try to gatekeep art. Spreading the love and beauty of art and dessert. That's the motto of the Doughheads. Alright. Checked about the... no, you didn't. Or if you did, then fucking Kaneki's lying. We talked to the mechanic at the orphanage. She said she was working on the car until 1:45 p.m. You couldn't have tampered with the brakes at 1:30. She would have seen you. Good animation. Now you call me a liar? Meg's the liar, always changing her mind whenever it suits her. No one said her name. Fuck. You know what? We got nothing else to talk about, cop. Do you know Meg? I ain't telling you anything. He's hiding something. We just need to force it out of him. Force it out of him. A way to prove Fry and Meg know each other. Yeah, fucking of course. Take a look at this, Fry. She has his fucking paint cans. We found this spray paint can from the garage and Meg works at. So what? It's just a can. See the FN there? I bet it stands for Fry and Oil. Fry Oil. I get it. Just like your other cans. The two of you did art together. Now tell us what you know. FN means found nothing. That's a weak comeback. Meg told us all about you, Fry, about how you messed up and blamed her. It was her fault for playing dumb, not mine. I'm having a hard time believing you. That's a pretty bold bluff he's pulling. You kidding me? She asked me to come over that day twice. I bail her out and then she turns around and spits in my face, calls me a liar. How'd you bail her out exactly? You know what? Forget it. I'm not saying another word to you. Either talk to us now or you can stew this over in a jail cell. Your choice. Alright. Jeez, you're real pushy, you know that? Look, Meg and I went to school together, took art classes and stuff. We got close, real close, but then she up and tells me she just wants to be friends. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So after graduating, we stayed friends, but then we kind of started drifting apart. And out of nowhere, I get some letter from her saying she changed her mind, talking about her feelings for me. Sounds pretty sweet, right? She wants me to meet her at the old room the day of the accident around 1:50. So what happened next? Then the weird thing happens. Around 1 p.m., she calls me and asks to go pick up a car brake pedal for her. So I did. I brought it to her around 1:30. She gets all overjoyed and happy about it, too. But then when I asked her about us in the letter, she acts like she has no idea what I was talking about. Can you believe that? She really used me. Just plays this sick joke, then wants to act like I'm the one lying about it. I ain't the one to let that slide, so I just took those stupid brakes and left. So you didn't mess with the brakes in Bill's car? No, I didn't. Then why take the credit? Apparently some lady from there saw me leaving and decided to blame me for it. So I decided to roll with it. If people think I nearly killed the man and got away with it, nobody would want to mess with me. Did Meg tell you why she wanted the brakes? I didn't ask. She ordered them online, so I grabbed it. You still have it? I returned it. Money probably got refunded to her card. If I don't have a use for a car brake, and because she used me doesn't mean I'm gonna steal her stuff. I see. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Noyle. Pshh, whatever. Just get out of here and leave me alone already. Alright, so somebody definitely planned this. So what now? We got a new lead to follow up on. Let's check it out. Alright, garage. Probably. Oh, I ordered them online, went picked them up, and off we go. That's true. That's not true. We know that's not true. What do you mean you don't think this is relevant here? I ordered them online, which is true, but there it is. An interesting thing happened today. We paid a visit to Doe, or Fry Oil. He says that you asked him to pick up those car brakes for you just before the accident. You two got into a fight about something, and so he left with them. You didn't pick up those brakes. Tell us the truth. Please, Meg, don't keep lying. It was an accident, I swear. Tell us what happened. It was me. I broke the brakes. I was under the steering wheel of the car, and I must have been putting my weight on the pedal. I thought it'd be fine, but I ended up snapping the bridge in half. That's when I asked Fry for help. After he left with them, I tried using metal glue and tape to repair it temporarily, and I went on break hoping it would be fine, but then they failed when Bill tried to drive it. Was Bill aware of this? I was gonna tell him, but he got back in before I finished my break. I didn't have a chance to tell him. So this part just sounds like it was an accident. The glue and tape must have come off while I was driving. I didn't get to explain what happened till after the crash. Hold on, if it was an accident, why didn't you tell the police that? My boss found out unable to kill the customer, I'd have been fired for sure. The landlady said she saw someone leaving the parking lot, so that's who took the blame. Bill and I never told her the truth. We just agreed to her side of the story. So he was trying to protect you. The person leaving, was that Fry? He said he left at 1:30. How could the landlady have seen him? I don't know. Maybe he lingered around a bit. He was very upset about that stupid letter. I told him I didn't write it, but he didn't believe me. That was the last time we spoke. If you didn't write it, then who did? I don't know. It must have been a cruel prank. I'm really sorry about everything. Don't be. Bill should have told me. Detective, what do we do? I was really looking forward to catching the one who hurt my friend. Well, not like this. Miss Assistant, I need you to do me a favor. Head back to the station with Meg. We need her to give us the full facts of this case. Am I under arrest? It's just a routine procedure as long as you'll come willingly. If you cooperate, I'll make sure this doesn't appear on your criminal record. Can you do that? I understand. I'll go. What about you? I'll keep investigating what we actually came here for. Tell the others I said hello. Broken brakes. Meg claims she accidentally snapped the brakes on Bill's car less than an hour before the crash and nobody was informed about it. But somebody still knew. They knew he would crash, so they probably sabotaged the brakes and, like, she broke it accidentally, but it was already broken or something like that. Like, because they knew enough to tell Fry to be there at 1:50. So that they could get away with, like, blaming him for whatever. I'm back, Miss Earl. I brought a guest with me. I was expecting you to. Detective Hunt called and told me what happened. Thought I told you that this case was closed, but I suppose we can worry about that later. Miss Konecki, right? I'm Sue P. Earl. I'm the head clerk here. Do you mind going with me? I want to get this full story. Sure, okay. Don't worry, Meg. Just tell her the truth and everything will be fine. Well, I hope she'll be okay. Justy, you're back! Sophie, don't surprise me like that. Sorry, I'm just happy to see you. You solved the case! If you keep going like this, you'll be a full detective before you know it. Thanks. But I wish you would have been there. This was your first case. Don't worry about it. Better to be solved by you than let it go cold forever. But, no buts. We still have a bigger case to solve, so chin up. How did things at the orphanage go? Did you and Red find anything on BG Turtles? No, nothing at all. Whatever's going on, it looks like the orphanage has nothing to do with it. Well, I did some digging myself. From what I could find, the charity could legally transfer the money, as long as it was agreed to by both the charity and the orphanage. The money would also need to be used within the confines of what's permissible for charity money. Specifically, it can't be used for the benefit of anyone at the charity or the orphanage. But I couldn't find anything on BG Turtles LLC itself. So where do we even go from here? If only we still had Chandra's proof. Well, why don't we try talking to her again? Who, Chandra? Yeah, maybe she can point us in the right direction. It's worth a shot anyways. You got a point, let's go. You in the interrogation room, I'll go grab Chandra. A lot of these high voices are ruining my throat. Blah. Blah. That's what I get for playing a game mostly about women. This is my burden. Good afternoon, Chandra. How are you holding up? As well as I could be, given everything. I can't remember. I think she was French. Did you find out anything? Unfortunately not. We don't have much to go off of right now. All we have is your claim, but without any proof, we've got nothing. We thought you could help us. Well, I'll help however I can. What do you want to know? I wanted to ask, why exactly decide to steal half the money from the safe? 1 second, I need to blow my nose, I'm dying. Blah. Ah, better. Okay. You must have had a reason. I thought I went over this before, but I guess I can explain it again. Statement. Owen had me help with the accounting work for the charity money. While I was going over the numbers, I learned that part of the money was missing. I dug further, and that's when I was able to find the name BG Turtles LLC. So the amount of money that was supposed to be in the safe wasn't there. If we took half the money in the safe, it would make it obvious what the true amount was. since the Eubanks would be exposed for their theft. That's pretty clever. So how much money was supposed to be in the safe? Roughly 380,000 elms. And that means the amount that was actually in the safe was 355,000 alms. Wait, that's it! Sophie, the police recorded the amount of money in the safe, right? They should have. I'll go check with Sue. We'll need to confirm the fundraised amount as well. Do you know where we might find a record of that? Well, the Eubanks should have it. Right, I doubt we'll get them to cooperate with us willingly. I don't think either of the Eubanks would be happy if we showed up at the estate again. We could always try their office in the city. I'm sure they'd have records there. Good idea. Let's give that a shot then. Thank you for your help, Chandra. Good luck. I hate to keep bothering Chandra, but she's the only chance we have. Could the Eubanks really have stolen the money themselves? If so, then why? Maybe it's like Detective Hunt said. They do it because they can. But I can't shake the feeling there's more to this story. Hey, Justy, I'm back. Sophie, what did you find out? You were right. There were about 355,000. I can't read numbers, apparently. Alms recovered from the safe money. Aha! Now we just have to find the Eubanks records and they'll have nothing to hide behind. You're all pumped up all of a sudden. It's just, after seeing what Chandra went through with her firing and after how much the orphanage means to Detective Hunt, I can't let all of that be in vain. It's up to us to solve this case now. That's the spirit. I like this side of you, Justy. Anyway, let's head out. We can take the police cruiser. Why would we ever do that when we have Zephyr? Hang on, I still haven't recovered from the last time we rode that. My head and stomach were spinning for the whole next day. Oh, come on. We'll get there so much faster. Just hold on to me. You'll be fine. But... needless to say, I hugged the ground as soon as we arrived. April 24th, 1:30 p.m., Eubank Investments Lobby. Wow, so this is Eubank Investments. It's just cold and dreary as I expected. They could at least hang a painting or two. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Ah! Why does every person in the city sneak up on me? We're with the Azure City Police. I'm Detective Sophie Swift, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith. Police officers, huh? Well, Eubank Investments is always happy to cooperate with the police. What can I assist you with, officers? At this point, you might as well just hand me a badge. Well, you could start with your name. Oh, my apologies. How rude of me. My name is Lowell Ledger. Pretty good. As executive assistant. Now, was there some reason for your visit? We're here to investigate the Klaus charity. I'm aware that Eubank Investments handles the fundraising. Klaus charity. I'm sorry, but you'll have to take that up that matter with the president. President? Well, can we speak with him then? I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's a very busy man. Hang on a moment. We didn't come here just to be turned away. We suspect someone involved with the charity may have embezzled some of the money. All we need is to verify the amount that was raised. Surely you could help us with that. That is, if you have nothing to hide. You can't really play hardball with people like this, Justina. Embezzlement, huh? Yes, I believe I can help you with that. One moment, please. Well, that certainly got him in the mood to cooperate. What do you make of all this, Sophie? Do you really think the Eubanks are hiding something? You saw Chandra's files. There's clearly something Mr. Eubank doesn't want us knowing about. As for why, I'm not sure, but right now we should confirm that Chandra's info is correct. You're right. By the way, about the accident case. I don't have much to say on it. I'm just glad you and Red were able to solve it. I just thought you should know your early investigation wasn't valuable to us. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to track down Doughboy. That was what led us back to Meg in the first place. I should have figured all of it out on my own. Red trained me himself. He vouched for me to take on the car crash case. And I failed him. I failed Bill, and I failed myself. That's not true. You're a great detective. You could have arrested Fry as soon as you found him. I certainly would have. But you didn't. You even wrote in the Y in the case file. I spoke with the primary suspect, Fry Noyle. He said he broke the brakes and his motive was to gain street cred. But when asked for details, he refused to explain how he broke the brakes. Given how upfront he was about the motive and opportunity, not explaining the means is unusual. This has led me to believe he is lying and not our culprit. With no other evidence, I have no grounds to keep Fry Noyle as a suspect. Now tell me, were you honest when you wrote that? I was. Then you knew you did the right thing. Today, Bill told us a lot of employers tone down people for a criminal record, no matter how small. You stopped that. No matter what I think of him, he shouldn't be arrested for crimes he didn't commit. If you ask me, that makes you a great detective. You really mean it? I do, and we're gonna prove it now. We'll crack this embezzlement case and reveal the Eubanks secrets. Ahem. Ah! Not again. How long has he been listening to us? Here is the file you so politely requested. Take a look. I assure you all of our dealings are above board. We'll see about that. Let's see. It's a pretty boring financial document. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at reading those. Total amount fund raised, 380,017 alms. Mr. Ledger, are you absolutely certain that this is the correct amount? I can attest to its accuracy. Is there some sort of problem with that amount? Should I reveal the discrepancy to him? No, probably not. We're just double-checking the amounts. You hiding something from me, officer? I'm not an officer, I'm just a clerk. And it's none of your business. Thank you for your help, Mr. Ledger. So, now what? I think it's time to go have a chat with Mr. Eubank about this. With the proof we have, it's sure to be a contentious confrontation. We'll head out when you're ready. Do you mind if we linger here for a second, Mr. Ledger? If you must. So, Mr. Ledger, what exactly do you do around here? As I said before, I'm the assistant to the president. I assist him in all of his roles. If there's something he doesn't want to do, he delegates it to me. Admittedly, often smaller administrative tasks. Sounds like he'd rather be doing more. Of course I would. My position wasn't easy to land, and I have no intention on stopping here. I'll continue climbing the ladder as far as I can go. Perhaps one day I'll be the one running the show. You seem pretty ambitious. Ambition is the driving force of progress. If we just accept where we are in life, we'd never go further. I know that firsthand. My family was like that, all saddled in debt, never striving to get better. So I did something about it. I got my degree in business, and I did everything I could to get where I am now. I don't think that's a fair assessment. A lot of people don't have access to those same opportunities. Nobody chooses to end up that way. It can be a very difficult thing to get out of, ambition or not. There is always a means to an end, if only you are brave enough to pursue it. Good things come to those who deserve it. Jesus. Okay, man. Is that something earlier about a president? That would be Anton Chambers, my boss. He's quite the ruthless businessman. It's easy to tell how he got his position. He's never afraid of risks and never shies away from seizing opportunities when he sees them. In that way, I strive to do the same. Business is sink or swim. You either make it or you don't. Eventually, you have to realize that sometimes your success has to come at the cost of another's. You might think it cruel, but that's just how the world is. Those who deserve success are those who don't shy away from reaching it. What an awful way to look at things. I think you can be successful without undermining others in the process. That sort of naivete won't cut it here. Eubank Investments only hires those who are willing to do whatever it takes. These are the sort of people who fill the business world and thank the gods I didn't stay in management. I'm okay. Ugh. What can you tell me about Eubank Investments? We're one of the most successful real estate and investment firms this side of the Azure Bay. Our company's behind a lot of the city's recent major developments, including the transformation of the Sunrise District. Recently, we've even begun expanding our plans eastward past the Junal Mountains. Sounds like the company is doing very well then. We've routinely broken our projected revenue, and that shows no signs of stopping. Business is good. Of course, that's dependent on the continued success of our developments. There's been some recent trouble, but it's nothing we can't turn around. Recent trouble, huh? I'm sure it's nothing, but I'll try to remember that for later. Desk. This must be the reception desk. There's a place back here for someone to sit, but the receptionist must be gone. Hey, look, there's a bowl of candy back here. I'm sure they won't mind if we swipe a couple pieces. Hey, you can't just run around taking things without asking first. You're a detective. You have to set a good example for everyone. What if this candy is an important clue? You never know. It probably doesn't even taste good. Free candy never does. You're no fun, Justy. There's a vase of pretty yellow flowers here. I think it's fair to say Miss Eubank put these here. She really seems to like yellow flowers. I remember seeing similar ones on their estate. She said they represented optimism. How do flowers represent such abstract things like that? Like, who looks at a flower and decides what they represent? I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Hold on, I wonder if there's any cheesy lines attached to this. May our profits bloom as beautifully as these? What kind of saying is that? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Must be the company's logo. Looks like a giant E in the shape of a skyrise. That's kind of clever. God, I hate corporate logos like these. They're always so plain and uninspired. Just meant to be inoffensive and easily remembered. I don't think a corporate logo needs to be much more than that. We're in the heart of Azure City now. I don't think I've ever been around here before. Well, this whole area is the primary financial district. There's not much here except offices and corporate headquarters. Can't see much from down here. I bet the higher floors have great views of the city. Hey, Lowell, do you think you could give us a tour of the upper offices? No. Well, it was worth a shot. There's a lot of comfy-looking furniture in here. Well, they aren't as comfy as they look. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we check the cushions? You never know what sort of clues we might find. All I found are some coins and a faded receipt. Oh, score! I've got an unopened piece of gum. I'll trade you for the coins. Deal. There's a vending machine in the other room, and that's enough here for a snack. Ah, sucker. Alright, time to go somewhere. Eubanks, I guess. April 24th, 2 p.m., Eubank Estate Foyer. I think I'd be back here again. It almost feels like yesterday. Meow. Toasty, no! Ah! He's barreling towards us. Aha, gotcha. Oh, hi there, Phi. Long time no see. Miss Justina, Miss Sophie, you're back. It's nice to see you again, Phi. How have you been? Well, Toasty and I really miss Oliver and Chandra. Father's making me clean my own room now. It's not fair. Talk about spoiled. And we don't get any more of Oliver's extra special curry. Don't worry, Phi. There's plenty of curries in the world for you to enjoy still. So, are you guys here for more hide and seek? Not this time. We're here to speak with your father. Is he around? Aw. He's in his office. I'll take you there. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, let's race. Wait. Now she's making a game out of it? Well, I better hurry there. Back in the lion's den once more. Father, the nice police officers want to talk to you again. Thank you, Phi. Why don't you run off and play now? Okay. So, it's you again. Just how many times exactly are you going to invade my home before you're content? Hopefully this is the last time. We needed to talk to you about the Klaus charity. This nonsense again. What is it now? I thought you should know Chandra recovered from her injuries today. I'm quite aware. We've just had her dismissed from our employment. She claims you've been embezzling money from the charity. You. Hey, don't get mad at us. Those were her words. Regardless, we wanted to ask you what you know about BG Turtles LLC. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard about that in my life. As if. We know you stole Chandra's documents on it. Why don't you just come clean already? We've already caught you. I want you to consider your words very, very carefully, clerk. I can have you blacklisted from every job in Azure City and beyond. Now he thinks he can threaten me? Whoa, no need for that. Let's all just calm down. We aren't accusing you of anything at this time, Mr. Eubank. We just want to hear your side of things. Are you really going to entertain the baseless words of that snake? It would be irresponsible of us not to look into it. Besides, if there's nothing wrong with your statement, we won't bother you again. Fine. This is the last statement I'll give to you. Statement. Every year our company fundraises money for the Klaus charity. After the money is collected and counted, it is stored here for safekeeping. We were making arrangements to transfer the money to Klaus Orphanage when our little incident happened. Because of that, all the money we collected is either still there or in your possession. So that's what he wants to claim, huh? If it's alright with you, we'd like to go over that with you in more detail. In the meantime, do you mind if we poke around a bit? Don't overstay your welcome. It's like, I feel like I've investigated everything in here, didn't I? What's up here? The History of the World, Part 0. Shouldn't it be Part 1? That book covers history before humans. We were only around for less than a fraction of this planet's life. This thing is huge. Have you read this whole book? Cover to cover. Though now I only go back to specific portions of it. After all, how can we inhabit a world that we don't truly understand? If you read it, you might learn a thing or two. It's never a bad thing to broaden one's horizons. Right, maybe I'll check it out another time. What's down here? Where in the world is carbon dioxide? Isn't this a children's book? It was Phi's favorite when she was younger. I used to read it to her every night. She's going to be a wonderful scientist someday. Scientist? What about the family business? I would prefer that she follows her own path rather than my footsteps. So the guy who wants her to be a scientist. What's on here? Fiesta Fantasy 6 soundtrack. Stop snooping around! Sorry. Though, is that video game music? What of it? Fiesta Fantasy has some of the most beautiful music I ever listened to. The 6th game is where the composer truly shined. I didn't mean to offend, it's just surprising is all. I always figured you for the type to listen to classical music all day. I can't stand classical music. I guess you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. What about you, Sophie? What kind of music do you like? I've been listening to some of the classics lately, like the band White Keys and Black Stripes. You heard the One Kip Wonder, Take You Out by Gavrilo and the Black Hand? No, I haven't. Give it a listen. His other work is great. He should have taken off beyond one song. Everyone seems to have their own musical tastes. Maybe I should expand my own beyond indie rock and coffee house jazz. Yeah, probably. Do you mind if I turn on this lamp? The room has sufficient light. It would be a waste of electricity. At least open these curtains a bit more. The light in this room is perfect for my taste. Equal parts moody and hopeful. Is he a vampire? By the way, why is your office here and not at Eubank Investments? I have an office there, but I prefer this one for more private matters. The walls have ears. You can never trust them. That's why the most important matters are discussed here. Sounds like paranoia to me. The Take Me Out reference was so good. I missed it entirely. I'm sorry. I'm not cultured. I'm not. All right, president. I heard that Eubank Investments has a president. What can you tell me about them? That would be my compatriot, Anton Chambers. What does he do exactly? As president, Anton holds all the day-to-day management of the company and our business ventures. A song made by the band Franz Ferdinand. I see. Recently, he secured us numerous new property developments. In essence, he is the beating heart of the company. Ah, so I guess you just sit around all day and collect a paycheck? I assure you, my role involves a lot of work. As CEO, my responsibilities revolve around our company's future. With it, I carry the very soul of Eubank Investments. Sounds to me like you're just the ideas guy. I'm tired of this discussion. Drop it. I think I poked a nerve there. Do you know anything about the car accident that happened at Klaus Orphanage last month? I heard about it, yes. Thank the gods that nobody was harmed. It's a real shame about that car, though. A classic like that deserved a better death. It's not quite dead yet. Bill's having it repaired. Is he now? It would cost him quite the penny. I can hardly imagine how he could afford such a thing. Now that I think about it, how did Bill wind up with the money? I should ask him about it later. Sounds like you and Bill are acquaintances. We've met before, obviously. After all, my company has a lot of ties to the orphanage. Take You Out by Gavrilo Princip, the teenager who killed him starting World War I. Oh, I see. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a good joke. I'm sorry, Devs, I didn't catch it. But our relationship is strictly a professional one. I don't have any connections with him otherwise. One of my trips to the orphanage, he happened to show me his car. Real beauty that one was. So you don't know anything that goes on at the orphanage? I'm afraid not. Our only dealings at this stage involve the charity. Doesn't sound like I'll get anything useful out of him on this topic, then. Listen to his statement again. Every year, company fundraises, money's collected, counted, stored here. Transfer when the incident happened. Because of that, all the money we collected is still there or in your possession. Wrong. We're missing some. Mr. Eubank, I'm sorry to say, but that's a lie. What are you talking about? We already checked the numbers. There's about 25,000 alms missing from the charity money. Real quick, just want to check something. I'm pretty sure that car cost about 15. Oh, that's the orphanage's expenses. Insurance was denied. How much did the car cost to fix? It was like somebody must have said that number. Ooh, all right. Pretty good. Come by. I swear somebody mentioned the number that he used. I'm betting that's the price of the car, the repairs, though. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you? I don't know anything about that. Just tell us what you did with the money. The money was accounted for perfectly. Your clumsy officers must have miscounted it. A likely story. Unfortunately for him, I already have a good idea as to where the money went. I just have to show it to him. Actually, Mr. Eubank, I have a better explanation. Take a look at this. Ah, there was 25,000 that went missing to BG Turtles. Of According to your former maid, Chandra, those 25,000 alms were transferred not to the orphanage, but somewhere else entirely. A shell company, BG Turtles, LLC. Gah! And would you look at that? The amounts match perfectly. You stole the money, didn't you? BG Turtles is your company, and you tried to hide the proof. Of all the places to steal from, your own charity? You're stealing money from an orphanage. Enough of this! I will not stand here while you make up slanderous lies about me. You want the truth? I'll tell you the truth. In your sloppy investigation, you've overlooked several things. First of all, I already stepped down from my position at the charity. All I do is store the money. All of its decisions are made by my associate, Anton Chambers. The money was transferred before it was even reached me. You can confirm that with Anton. What? I thought for sure he was the culprit. So you claim? All right then, Mr. Eubank, we'll go confirm this with Mr. Chambers. But if his story doesn't match what you told us, we'll be back. This is a text-based game. Technically, this is liable. Actually, I wish I had like a nerd glasses emote. I should get that. Actually. Do what you must. I have nothing to hide. Where can we find Mr. Chambers? He should be in his office right now at our headquarters. Here. Show this note to his assistant, Lowell. He'll take you to him. Thanks. All right, when you're ready, we'll head there, Justy. April 24th, 2:45 p.m., Eubank Investments Lobby. Ah, you two are back again. What do you want now? Hello, Lowell. Thanks again for that information you gave us earlier. Is that all? Actually, we're here for something else now. We need to talk to Anton Chambers. Really now? And what business do you have with him? Does it matter? We just need to talk to him. Well, as I told you before, he's busy. Still? This is important. Yes, I'm sure it is. Unfortunately, his business is more important. So why don't you just sit tight until he's done? If you don't like that, then I'll be happy to book an appointment. The nerve of this guy. Hey, Sophie, can't we force him to let us talk with Anton? Unfortunately not. It's better that we just wait here a bit. There's gotta be a way to get to him quicker. Maybe I can show him what Owen gave us? Yeah, probably. We had a talk with Mr. Eubank. And? I think you should take a look at this card. Mr. Chambers' office is on the 6th floor. If you'll follow me. Thought you said he was too busy. Let's just go along with it, Justy. This is our chance. Right. Still can't shake that feeling. Is Anton our culprit, or does this conspiracy run deeper? There's only one way to find out, and it lies beyond the office door. Deep breath, Justina. April 24th, 3 p.m., Eubank Investments President's Office. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Mr. Chambers, 2 detectives are here to speak with you. Now I've been upgraded to detective? What sort of business voice should I give this guy? I already kind of gave the goofy one to Eubank. What if I gave him like a J. Jonah Jameson? I'm busy right now, Lowell. They can wait. Unfortunately, sir, it's rather urgent. Take a look at this. Thank you, Lowell. You may go. Yes, sir. So, you're the officers who have been causing so much trouble recently. Nah, that's Detective Hunt. He can't keep his head out of anything. We just want to help an orphanage. Why are you here to bother me exactly? We're investigating the Klaus charity. Investigating? What possible reason could you have to investigate us? We're but a humble charity. One of Mr. Eubank's former staff claims that some of the charity money is being embezzled. Heh. You have some proof of this, I presume. We have enough to suspect some foul play. Do you mind if we ask some questions, Mr. Chambers? If you must. Bookshelves. There's some imposing bookshelves. Let's see. There's a bunch of boring business books and... Solar Wars: Rise of the Space Bears. That's a sci-fi classic right there. He has a gun! This guy's got a gun! I just realized he's wearing a... this fucker is strapped. What the fuck? Thrilling tale about a small farm boy who goes on an epic galactic quest and finds the unlikeliest of allies. I think I've heard of this before, but I thought it was a movie. Indeed, this is the novelization of it. I'm a huge fan of the entire Solar Wars franchise, movies, books, and all. Some people think they're a bit cheesy, but the world itself is very exciting and nuanced. I see. Very fancy-looking chair. Is that real leather? This thing must have cost a fortune. I spend a lot of time in this office. It's only right that I have the best chair that money can buy. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. If I have a subpar chair, it will be uncomfortable to sit here. That inevitably leads to subpar work, and I don't tolerate subpar work. I think you could get a decent chair for a lot less. You can't put a price on quality. This chair will last a generation. My successor will be able to sit in this very same chair. I guess I didn't think of it that way. Hey, look, a chalkboard. I don't like this chalkboard. Why not? It's covered with numbers. Makes me feel like I'm in math class again. Aw, come on. Math class wasn't that bad. I think it's overhated. Don't get me wrong, I like the logic problems we'd sometimes get, but staring at a bunch of numbers just makes my head hurt. I always preferred art class. Something wrong? Art class and I never got along. I always wanted to get done quickly, so I just botched just about every project I ever did. One time I thought I made the cutest little clay pot, but when it was fired, it completely fell apart. I think her approach might have been a bit flawed. Wow, you've got quite a view of the city from up here. It's the best view of the financial district you can get here. Nothing brings me joy like the powerful imagery of skyscrapers dotting the horizon. It's a testament to humanity's power and determination. Walking on the street, I always saw these buildings as imposing over me. But up here, it feels like I'm on top of the world. If you like views of the city, I have a secret spot I like to go when I need to clear my head. Maybe I can take you there sometime. I would love that. So, you're the president of Eubank Investments? That I am. This company would be nothing without me. Not to discount Owen's work, of course. But if that man got his way, the company wouldn't be half the size it is now. Sounds like you two have some disagreements. Business is cutthroat. You either sink or you swim. Without direct aggressive action, you'll fall short of the competition. Owen doesn't understand that. However much of a skilled negotiator he may be, not every problem is solved at the bargaining table. Maybe it's just me, but everything this guy says feels a bit ominous. I'm dying. So, you're the head of the Klaus charity? Why do you run it, not Owen? Owen found himself with too much on his plate. I, however, don't mind the extra workload. I took control of the charity several months ago. Owen, of course, retains a ceremonial role in the organization, and he stores the fundraised money himself. But anything that happens to the funds themselves, well, is under my purview. So what Owen told us is true. However, that just means Anton here is only the one truly responsible. Maybe I should have a chat with him about the missing money. What can you tell me about the Klaus orphanage? We helped set it up, and the charity benefits it. Well, I think the cause is noble enough. I think Bill is a bit misguided. Misguided? A cheap motel like that is no place for children. I think it's about time Bill looked for a more suitable location. But all the property in the city he could choose, he stubbornly sticks to this one. Hey, it's not that bad. Plus, Bill's got his reasons for it. Besides, what else would that motel be useful for? The motel isn't what matters, it's the land that it sits on. It's situated on a property gold mine. That land could be put to much better use. That whole area ought to be transformed into new luxury townhouses and condos. A plethora of Azure City's finest would love nothing more than to settle their families right next to Whitehall. What about the kids at the orphanage? Don't they deserve to go to Whitehall too? How simple-minded of you. I wouldn't expect you to understand. What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Chambers, we wanted to know, have you been embezzling money from the Klaus charity? Wow! Huh, coming out swinging, are we? What a preposterous accusation. 25,000 alms are missing from the charity money. If you're the one who runs the charity, then I imagine you have some knowledge about this. A word of advice. Never shoot unless you know what your target is. Yeah, I know what happened to that money. I had to transfer to another company. What was the name of it? BG Turtles? So you admit to taking the money? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I never said I took it. Bill Klaus asked me to transfer it. What? What are you talking about? Wait a second, Bill asked you to? Surprised? I thought you would have figured that out already. Hang on, why would Bill ask you to transfer money there? It's not my business to know. He said something about needing it to pay off some expenses. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but if both charity and the orphanage sign off on it, it's perfectly legal. So long as the money is used to pay the orphanage's expenses, of course. As far as I'm concerned, once the money is transferred, it's Bill's responsibility. That may be the case, but do you happen to know who owns the company? Huh. You sure you want the answer to that? You might not like what you find out. But I'll tell you, if only to stop this little charade. Bill Klaus owns BG Turtles, LLC. What? Yeah, he probably used it to pay off his car. I must say I didn't know about it myself. My assistant Lowell did some digging. That's how I found out. Sounds to me like you don't know Bill as much as you thought you did. Now, let me make something very clear to you two. All of our dealings here are nothing but above board. We have nothing to hide. So, if you want to go around accusing anyone of embezzlement, it sounds to me like you should be talking to Bill about it, not me. Bill, he never told us anything about this. That can't be right. Surely he had a good reason. Sophie, what do we do now? I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all. Red isn't going to like this. Let's head back to the station. We can regroup there. When you're ready, let's go. Right. I did your talking, right? Yep. Okay, bye. 3:30 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5 station lobby. There's just no way what he said is true. Gods, I hate this. I'm with you there. Our work is never easy. So, what's next for our detective in training? I'm just a humble clerk. But, I hate to say it, everything is pointing to Bill as the one behind the embezzlement. We should head back to the orphanage. Good, you're back. I finished taking Meg's statement. How did it go? She cooperated perfectly. Now it's up to the chief what happens next. He wasn't very happy about the case being reopened without his permission. But I explained the situation to him. He's willing to make an exception in this case. The three of you really need to be more careful. I can't keep covering for you like this. I'm sorry. Meg, I wish you had told me the truth from the start. Hey, Sue, I'll make it up to you. Let me handle the paperwork for this case. Well, that's the first time you've ever volunteered for paperwork. Given that my clerk is off playing detective, it's all yours. Great, let me see the file. I'm going to be buried in a pile of paperwork when this is over, aren't I? Something about all this is still bothering me. Sue, I'll finish this paperwork later. I want to go look at the car again. I swear, you detectives never make my life easy. Just get it done by the end of the day. Thanks, Sue. Come on, Meg, I'll take you back on Zephyr. I got a motorcycle helmet with your name on it. Heck yeah, I've never ridden a motorcycle before. But don't worry about me. I already got my own. I pray to the gods she can handle Zephyr better than me. I'll take Sophie to the garage so I can show her the car. I wish you luck. Time for me to find Detective Hunt. And then I punched him in the face. You were always good at that. Detective, who did you punch? I can explain. Do I even ask? Yes, explain then. I was talking about punching someone in the fighting game. It started right before you came in. Remember after the closing night of the musical we did in high school? We went to the arcade for the after party and you beat me in front of the rest of the cast. That doesn't count. You were out from all the singing and worn out from all the singing and dancing. You're normally too good at fighting games. Hang on, you did theater? We both did. Bill was our top singer and I couldn't win any dance battle thrown my way. Incredible. I just can't see you as anything less than a detective. I'm getting carried away. I need to talk to you outside, sir. Huh? Oh, sure. I'll be right back, Bill. Duty calls. Something wrong, Miss Assistant? It's about BG Turtles, and you're not going to like it. Sophie and I went investigating the charity, and, well, according to them, Bill had the money sent to BG Turtles, which he owns. If that's true, then Bill is our culprit. You know, I don't trust the Eubanks, right? I do. And you think they're telling the truth? As much as I hate to admit it, I think so. There's nobody else it could be. Then, let me take care of this. Everything all right, Ernest? Listen, Bill, we didn't really come here because of the accident. We're investigating claims of embezzlement surrounding the orphanage. Does the name BG Turtles mean anything to you? What about it? You mind explaining your relationship with it? I have nothing to say. You know I can't just accept that. Answer the question, Bill. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. And if I don't, then we'll have to discuss this further at the station. Miss Assistant, bring the car around. I have a few things to say in private. I don't think, please, Justina. Yes, sir. You're still here? Just moving the car. What's with that look on your face? Maybe some magic can cheer it up. We have to bring in Bill for questioning. We believe he's involved with the embezzlement. What? Well, I can't say I'm surprised. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not surprised how quickly you changed your approach. First you go after my husband and now Bill. I never said your husband was guilty. He was just a suspect. My husband has always been innocent. You're grasping at whatever straws you can. Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss all of it. We need to go. It's true! Bill, what happened? Sorry, but I'm not speaking to anyone without a lawyer. Oh, good. That's quite all right, Bill. I'll take your case if you'd let me. You think I'm innocent? We worked together for years. You always put the children before anything else. I'm sure this is all a big misunderstanding. In that case, I accept. I'll be heading to the station then. Don't forget about me! I'm coming too! Why? What for? Bill's my friend. I know he'd never do such a thing. I'm not going to let you arrest him without giving me a chance to give my statement. In that case, you can join us in the interrogation room. I'd like to ask you a few questions anyways. It's gonna be a long day. Oh, I'm out of water. That's unfortunate. I'm very thirsty. Once again, I was headed to the interrogation room to finish this case once and for all. Detective Hunt didn't say anything to me the whole ride back. I'm worried about him. I don't know if he can lead an interrogation like this. Only one way to find out. End of Case 3, Part 1. That's probably a good place to stop, honestly. So I will do so. Let me save. Booyah. Alright, next time. Don't know when that'll be. So this is probably my last stream this week. Tomorrow night, Boko and I are going to be out. We're going to see Predator, the new one. And Wednesday night is the last night before I'm on vacation for a few days. So I will not be streaming the rest of the week, probably. But in the meantime, you can watch other people. Wait a minute. I can raid. Hold on. I actually know somebody that's online right now. I think, probably. Hold on, let me log back into his stream. These usually go forever, so. Ah, an ad. All right, hold on. We'll keep going. We'll keep the stream going for like another 30 seconds or so. As I try to remember how to raid. Hold on. Hold on. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. I could fucking knock on his stream. That'd be really funny. Why am I getting a 2-minute ad break, man? All right, well, hold on. I'll put the music back on so that this is at least less intimidating. I'm having a good time with this one, though. All right, how do you... When you set up a raid, does it do it instantly or does it put it on a timer? I don't know how raids work. I've been doing Twitch for 6 years and I don't know how raids work. Wah. Kind of tired, though. But yeah, Zwei is doing some God Game tabletop. So we're gonna go raid that once this ad is over so that I can actually see the stream. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be on vacation for a few days, so thanks for watching, everybody. Hold on, can I do that? Okay. Okay, excellent. We can do it in a we can do it in a little bit. I'm gonna hit the raid now button once this ad is over. This game is really fun, though. I'm having a great time. I wish that it didn't hurt my voice so bad, but that is not the game's fault. Not the game's fault at all. It's my fault for doing so many goofy voices and not getting a friend to take half of them for me in this case. Alrighty. Hold on. 6 more seconds. 6 more seconds. We can do it, everybody. We can do it, gamers. And boom. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.